Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Oscar and welcome back to my channel. So I actually wanted to start out by saying I apologize for taking so long for making another video. It's just that I've been busy and caught up, with some stuff. But in the meanwhile, I did manage to pick up a few items from one of my personal favorite stores called Barney's New York. And that's what I wanted to get into. Okay, so starting off, I actually picked up a flannel from one of my favorite brands called Off-White. As you guys can see, the main attraction of this piece is the back, which says white, and then it has their logo, which is lines going across, and it's supposed to have like this spray paint effect. And in my opinion, it is a very cool touch, simply because it's something different that they didn't used to do back then, But that's pretty much the main attraction. Other than that, the fit of the flannel is actually pretty nice. It's elongated, more longer than usual, but it's a very nice fit, and you guys can see that later on. But Off-White is basically owned and created by Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh was actually Kanye West's creative director a couple years ago. And he actually started with his own clothing brand, which was way popular way back in around 2012, 2013. And the brand was actually called Pyrex. Pyrex was a clothing brand basically created from other brands. For example, for their shirts, they used to print them on Champion. And then for their flannels, it's actually funny because once Ralph Lauren Rugby was going out of business, Virgil Abloh basically decided to buy all their stock from their flannels, and then he cut off all the tags, anything that had the Ralph Lauren name, and that's where he printed his own label, his Pyrex 23 on the back. And Pyrex was basically like a love and hate brand, simply because people that loved it, they saw his vision, they saw what he was trying to do and everything. And then there was the people who hated it for the simple fact that Virgil Abloh would use, Champion and then the Ralph Lauren Rugby flannels, to print his stuff on. And he would sell it for extremely high prices. I believe, a t-shirt would cost $100. A flannel, from what I remember, used to cost $500, and it was just ridiculous prices. But people still bought it, and people still, they loved it for whatever reason. It was just like I said, it was a love and hate type of thing. But from the way I see it, he was just simply, getting his own thing started, and he was trying to prove a point, you know what I mean? And I just think that was a pretty genius idea in a way. Okay, and now getting on to the second item that I picked up. The second item that I picked up is just a pair of jeans from, probably my all-time favorite brand out there, simply because they do everything, they do everything from, dressy clothing, they do biker clothing, and just, wild things that you just would never expect from another designer brand. But these jeans are actually Saint Laurent. I've been wanting a pair of Saint Laurent jeans for the longest time, for the simple fact that the way they distress their jeans is actually really unique, and it's something that you don't see very often. Nowadays, a lot of people are rocking distressed jeans, and they're liking the so skinny jean and everything. But in my opinion, Saint Laurent always had their own touch to it. They always had their own touch to the distressing, to the wash of the jeans, and just everything about it, like the actual quality of it. It's very good, and I'll get more into that later on. And basically, from what I've heard, is that Saint Laurent is actually going to get a new creative director. Their new creative director is Anthony Vaccarello. Anthony Vaccarello actually became their creative director last year around April. And from what I've heard is that Anthony Vaccarello is actually going to change the whole look of the brand. People aren't necessarily happy with the idea, simply because everyone just loves the whole aesthetic that Saint Laurent represented, with the whole biker look and everything. And from what I've heard, they're gonna get rid of most of the iconic stuff that people love nowadays. And the name itself is actually gonna become Yves Saint Laurent again. I'm not too sure about all this information, but that's simply from what I've heard. And everyone was just pretty much upset that Heidi Slimane was actually leaving. That was the previous creative director. And Heidi Slimane actually brought on a whole new look to Saint Laurent that people loved. Everything that basically represents Saint Laurent at the moment. You know, he's the one that created it, and people are just upset that Heidi Slimming had to leave. But I know for a fact that whoever truly loved his work is actually gonna follow him, and just to see, you know, what he does for the future. But yeah, as you guys saw, I picked up a pair of Saint Laurent jeans that I've been wanting for the longest time. And I also picked up, you know, off-white flannel simply because it really caught my attention, and it was, you know, something that I don't have in my wardrobe, and it was time, you know, just to add it on. But I'll also include some up-close footage for you guys so that you guys can actually see the details of the clothing itself. And I'll also include some on-body footage so that you guys can see, you know, how I would dress up these clothing pieces. But again, thank you guys so much for the love and the support. If you guys like the video, of course, if you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up. Of course, subscribe. And until next time, guys, thank you.